Hello, everyone. All you friends out there around the world that are, attending this exciting virtual ANMP first event that we've ever done. Wow, this is incredible. And I want to thank Garrett McGrath for reaching out to me. Such an awesome man. I love his family and so many of you that are friends. So I want to give some value, and since time's limited, then I just want to get started here. So I'm doing this from my home. My name's Jeff Al Gilberts, and I've been involved in network marketing over 40 years. Yes, it hasn't killed me, and been in my present company for close to 22 years now. Some people are very shocked to meet somebody that's been in a company for 22 years or almost 22 years. And I'm going to share how that happened, okay? Here's the thing. What I've learned in my experience, and I've been in companies that, well, they weren't even companies, some of them. They shouldn't have started, right? But the thing is, I've learned in the process of what to look for. And what I've learned is that there are no perfect companies. There are no perfect compensation plans. There are no perfect circumstances. What we have to do is just look for what's reasonable. And when you see evidence that you have a solid company, solid corporate leadership, a product that has great value, a compensation plan that is fair, then what you need to do are the next three things I'm going to talk about. And these are the things that made my business a success. Presently, I have over 700,000 distributors in 57 countries around the world that averages over $30 million a month in team sales in my organization. But how would you like to be in a company that long, almost 22 years, have a team that old doing so well? Well, let's talk about these three things that I did. First of all, again, my title that I chose that I think would give you value and might be helpful to you is Chase, Run, and Dare. Chase, Run, and Dare. Let me talk about these things. Now, this is what I did almost 22 years ago. 22 years ago, I had to start over again. Yes, my team that I had in my previous company at that time, everyone was burned out and just destroyed, right? So I had to start all over again. And so I can remember going in that room, closing the door, and thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to do this again. I mean, I thought I needed to see a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? I mean, it was, anyway, and that's what I did. I dusted off the list, yes, a contact list, people that said no before, people that said they weren't interested in before, people that said I'm busy before, people that I knew, just in phone conversations. Some of them were networkers, not highly successful. And at that time, I also did advertising. I was not a big warm market person, okay? So I did advertising back almost 22 years ago. We did that in magazines, postcards, things like that. Today, yes, you would, principles never change, just the tools. You would do social media, right? Same things, principles apply. And that's what I did back 22 years ago. Now, here's the thing. So what do I mean by chase? I chase the business. I put my blinders on. Why do horses have those? So they don't look at the other horses. And when I started in my race, in the chase, I didn't want to look at what everyone else is doing. Of course, I was getting phone calls all the time. Jeff, you got to look at this company, man. This compensation plan, it's a killer. It's second to none. Blah, blah, blah. And my reaction every time was, whoa, stop, man. Listen. You can't get anywhere or be successful in anything if you're not focused, right? Well, yeah, that's right. Well, I'm focused. And this is what I've decided to do. Now, if I've spent all my time looking at what you got, then I'm not doing this. And I'm not going to be successful. And also, I'm cheating my team because I need to give them my time. So listen, you go do what you do. And, 3-4 months from now, we can compare notes. No problem with that. But right now, I'm focused, man. So I wish you the best. I got those phone calls all the time. That was my answer all the time. So you got to get good at saying no. And get focused, because you have to chase the business. And then manage the distractions that come your way. You're going to have distractions, okay? Some of them are reasonable. If your child is sick, you got to take him to the doctor. That's a reasonable distraction. Go do it, okay? But if it's chit chat, wasting your time on social media, understand this. You need to be involved in income producing activities. And if what you're doing isn't bringing you closer to your goals and creating money and income, stop doing it and quit playing games with yourself, okay? So that's the first thing. Chase the business. Now run. What am I talking about? I'm talking about running through your leaders to find better leaders and run through those leaders to find better leaders. That's called taprooting. Taprooting. I was a master at that. It came to me naturally. I didn't read a book, okay? But it just made sense that when I read the book Think and Grow Rich, and it said more gold has been harvested out of the human mind than out of mountains, it made sense to me that what I need to do is talk to a downline at the time that I started that was mediocre, not so great. You might say it sucked, okay? These people weren't producing, but the thing about it is they knew good people. So let me give you a few examples. I remember one time I asked one leader, I said, come on, Linda, you've been in network marketing and companies before. You have to know somebody good. Who do you know? She brought out a name. It was a lady, and she said, but I already talked to her about it. She's not interested. Well, I knew she didn't have any personal power, and I knew she was weak. So the weak can't do or can't convince people, especially strong people, to join. I understand that. So you have to borrow strength, and I let her do that. I said, give me her name, give me her phone number. I called her up, and I said, listen, I don't know you, and you don't know me, and that's cool, but we got this mutual friend. And so she's already told me that she talked to you about this, and I understand you're not interested. Totally fine. But I'm going to be in your area, and if you don't mind, what I like to do is I'd love to have lunch with you and at least get to meet you and know you. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing, and if you're still not interested, it's okay. Is that all right? She said, yeah. Well, long story short, I met with her. She came in my business. Today she's she has been for a long time, averaging a $2 million a month production in her team. It's funny because, and again, it wasn't easy. She put up the resistance. That's fine. That's just a protection. When people, when they put out that resistance, that's that space where they feel safe because they're interested, but they don't want to show it. I know that. I understand that psychology, and you need to understand it too. But again, she came in the business. Another story. I had a lady join my business through an ad, by the way, and I detected an accent. I said, so what's your nationality? She said Japanese, because we were just talking over the phone, right? And so I got into it. I said, were you ever successful? She said, just mediocre. Do you know anybody that's successful? Yeah, I know somebody in Tokyo, Japan. I said, okay, I'd like to talk to him. She said, well, he's already successful. He won't be interested. Now, most people will stop right there and say, oh, yeah. Who else do you have on your list? No, not me. I'm looking for gold. More gold has been harvested out of the mine than in the mountains. Remember? Think and Grow Rich. So I said to her, I'd still like to talk to him, just to get his thoughts. She said, well, he doesn't speak English. And do you speak Japanese? No. Again, most people would stop right there and say, who else do you have on your list? No, not me. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I got this feature on my phone. It's called three-way call. If I patch him in, bring him in, would you translate? She said, okay, I'll do that. Long story short, got him on the phone. I did what How to Win Friends and Influence People Dale Carnegie says to do. Pay him a compliment. People love that. Hello, nice to meet you. I've heard great things about you. It's an honor to be on the phone. I understand you've accomplished, so many great things in network marketing. What an honor. And his name was Kezuka. And I said, Kezuka, listen, I would like to ask you to please take a look at a product that we're going to be introducing in the country of Japan. And just knowing your background and knowing how great you are, I would like to get your opinion. Would you give that to me? He said, hi. Long story short, I contacted the general manager who runs the office in Tokyo. I said, would you help me out here? Here's his phone number. Would you invite him down? Explain a little bit about the products and the comp plan. Here's the lady's ID number if he chooses to join. Long story short, he came in. When I looked at my back office report, I saw all these Japanese names on the left side, and beside each name, 400, 400, 400. It just went on and on and on and on. That's what I mean about taprooting. You run through your leaders to find your leaders. Every dud knows a stud, okay? There's gold in the minds of people who are weak, people that we consider incompetent, people that we consider not worthy of our time, people that we consider losers in this business. And that's part of the arrogance that many have. And that's the reason why they're not making money in network marketing today. We have to take an interest in our leaders and spend time with them. And then find out, who do you know? Now, let's talk about dare. So I talked about chase, run, and dare. And by the way, going back to the run, where do you stop? You talk to one leader, you discover gold, you chase the people they know, with or without them. And where do you stop? You don't. You don't. I keep going. When other great leaders come in, I'll drop down there, spend time with them, run with them. When those people find great leaders, I drop down there and I keep running with them. I'm still running. I'm part-time, but I mean, I'm still running. So let's talk about dare. Dare means we get out of our comfort zone. We do things that we never did before. My base was in the United States, most of my leaders. And so there came a time when the company started, registering the products overseas. And I decided to do something. I said, you know, I'm ready for something new. I need to challenge myself. And so I put the word out. I said, hey, does anybody know anybody in South Korea? Because that's where they were opening. Finally, somebody gave me an email address. Just somebody said, yeah, I know a doctor over there. He's a networker. And I said, okay, thank you. So I contacted him. He wrote me back and said, if you want to do business with me, you need to come to Korea and you need to come now. And I thought, wow. I was at a party that night, and I started hearing all these insecure voices in my head saying, you don't know anything about Korea. You don't know the Korean language. You don't know their food. You never been outside of North America. I had a passport at the time because I thought it was cool, right? Well, guess what? I said, I'm going to do this. And I said to everybody at the party that night, I said, hey, everyone, I'm going to leave tomorrow for Seoul, Korea. Again, I don't even know what this guy looks like. I haven't even talked to him on the phone. Got on a plane, flew over there. I said, I've got to have a breakthrough. And so I went over there. Long story short, and again, they're amazing people. If you consider the fact that 60% of network marketing production or more comes from Asia, is a reason why you've got to pay attention to international markets. And I wanted to dare myself, and that's what I did. Long story short, he came in. We ran all over. I didn't know how long I was going to be there. I was there a month, doing meetings in towns and cities with a translator. I said, man, this is crazy. I don't know anything about these people. This is so exciting. And then he took me to the island of Guam, just 3 hours flight outside of Seoul. American territory, Pacific Island, oh, the ocean. I said, oh my God, I'm going to live here. I can see it now. And that's what I did. I went back home, got me a place on the beach, right on the beach. Oh man. And my family said I was crazy. I said, I'll be back in a year. I stayed 5.5 years, friends, 5.5 years. And I put the word out back home. I said, if you know anybody over here in any country and you got something, let me know. This is the time to use me. And that's what they did. They used me. And so I had one lady call me and said, will you go to the Philippines? We got people, we're shipping product over there. Will you do a meet? Went over there, 50 people in the room. Now I was working South Korea, Philippines. Then it was someone, would you go to Singapore? I've got someone. I go to Singapore. She comes in. And then she says, well, I know people in Malaysia. Okay, let's run. And that's what I did, friends. I ran. I just ran and ran. I kept daring myself. I said, I don't know anything about these countries. And I can remember when the company announced Taiwan. Now, I didn't know anybody in Taiwan. Nobody in my base back in the United States knew anybody in Taiwan. They speak Mandarin Chinese. And here I live on the island of Guam. And so I was back home thinking, what am I going to do? I don't know that language. I don't know their food. I don't know that country. I can't read Mandarin. And then this voice just came out and said, shut up, man. Get your butt on the plane and get to Taiwan. Figure it out. You can't do this by theory. That's what people try to figure this out before they do it. It's the doing. You throw yourself in the middle of it, and that's what you do. And that's what I did. I flew to Taiwan, to Taipei, got to the hotel, said, what are you going to do now? I thought, go down to the Nu Skin building. I walk in, beautiful building. All these Chinese leaders around their tables and doing presentations with people and talking. And this guy comes up, speaks English and says, hey, are you our upline? I said, no. I'm just a tourist, man. I love Nu Skin, love coming over here. It's awesome, totally awesome. And I said, hey, is there a magazine where networkers read, that they read and get training and things like that? And he said, yeah. I said, would you mind going to lunch with me and taking me by where that's published? And he said, no. Long story short, took me over there. By the way, we stopped and got a phone, so I had a phone number. After booking that page, then what happened was I said, would you help me out and help me get a studio apartment? He did. And then after that, it was, hey, would you help me with a studio office, something small where I could work out of? Could you take me and show me where I could get that? He did. And I said, if you don't mind, can you use some extra money because I'd pay you to be a translator. He said, well, I'm doing Nu Skin. I said, yeah, you do Nu Skin, but you can make extra money translating. Would you do that? He said, yeah. Long story short, I was hopping planes, trains, taxi cabs, all over that magnificent country that is like in the number 4, number 5 in the lineup of the DSA on production. About every 4 households either uses a network marketing product or is in network marketing. On top of that, I would go to piano bars at night because I like to sing. I'm a musician, songwriter, and that's where I met my wife, Michelle, and we got married. I went to that country. I knew nothing, nobody. That's what I mean by dare, dare, dare. And I want you to do that. Challenge yourself. Become more. Do more. It's awesome. So those are the things that I did. I chased the business. I stayed focused. I would run. That is, run through my leaders to find better leaders. Run through those leaders to find better leaders. And then I would dare myself to get out of my comfort zone and do things I've never done before. This has changed my life. It changed my life. It will change your life. And so it's been a pleasure to do this virtual event with you and ANMP. Just love it. And I look forward to hopefully our next one will be a venue event and I can meet you in person. I do appreciate you very much. And I wish you all the success. Thank you.